awesome tech you can't buy yet, where our own Drew Prindle will be here to talk about different things that he finds associated with crowdfunding campaigns. Drew, as always, so good to see you. Which one do you want to talk about here first?
All right, let's talk about this Jelly 2. It's an ultra small smartphone, which I am excited about just because it brings back that trend that we had going back when like cell phones were coming up in the first place and they weren't smart yet. They like every year they just kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and it was like this ongoing unspoken competition. And like Zoolander made fun of it. It was like this whole popular culture thing. And we lost that when smartphones came up. And then they just started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And honestly, I'm running out of pocket space, which is why I love this thing. The Jelly 2, ultra small smartphone, and it runs Android 10. So the latest version of Android, it totally works on this phone. It's got dual SIM card slots. It's got a 16 megapixel camera. I mean, the only thing that kind of sucks about it is, yeah, you got a small display. But if you're actually into this, I don't think you'll be worried about the small display. You'll probably be more stoked about the fact that it can actually fit in your pocket. Plus, it's also only 159 bucks, which is dirt cheap.
So, I mean, I like the idea of being something smaller. The problem is my thumbs would suck on this. I mean, it's just terrible. So, like, how are you going to type on something that small?
That is a fabulous question. I don't know. I mean, I really don't think it's as hard as you're thinking it is, because if you remember back to like the original iPhone, this is only a little bit smaller than the screen that was on that. And that changed the game. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, it's so easy to type on this. Like, who needs a BlackBerry anymore? So I don't think it'll be that bad. I think we could probably pull it off.
I think you should do that voice for your impression of anybody questioning tech from now on. But okay, so we got the Jelly 2. So this is up there as Kickstarter right now. Oh yeah, a lot of people like it. So as of this moment, $50,000 was their goal. They're at $743,000 right now with 23 days to go. Apparently everybody wants the Jelly 2. So the world's smallest Android 10 4G smartphone for awesome tech you can't buy yet. All right, going from there, what's the next one you want to hit up?
Let's talk about the PrintHero, this 3D printer thing. It's insane. So this thing is they call it like an industrial level 4K SLA 3D printer, and all of that is true. But like really, what this is it's a resin printer. So if you know anything about 3D printers, there was the first ones that came out back in like the MakerBot era that were the ones that used filament, and they would heat it up, and it was basically like a robot with a glue gun, and it would just paint layer by layer until it made an object. What happened after those kind of came and rose to fame was this different style of 3D printer rises up, which is resin printers. They use photo curable resin so that hardens when light hits it, and they're way faster. They're capable of way higher detail. The only problem was they all still kind of are super small. If you want a large one, you have to pay a lot of money to get one. But this is different. This thing is, first of all, it's massive. It has a huge build area. In the video on Kickstarter, if you watch it, there's actually a section where they take a model that was printed on there, and it's a full-size bike helmet. Like, obviously, it's not, I mean, it's like full plastic. It's not like a working bike helmet, but like that's the size of thing that you could print. So in addition to that, having that huge build area that allows you to print all kinds of different like functional items, it's also around like $1,300, which sounds like a lot of money, but that's basically what 3D printers used to cost back when like the MakerBots of the world were coming out. Like that's a pretty standard price, and for something of this size, that's pretty reasonable price.
So the PrintHero, I mean, I like this idea of it, although it seems like mostly just printing like gadgets and toys and things like that, but still pretty cool. That is, and again, a lot of people are wanting this too. So it's $10,000 goal, $71,000 as far as the backing. So they've got a lot of backing on that. 25 days to go on it. It does look cool. I mean, that's something that I would totally want to have in, hanging out in there. What's that? It's my 3D printer. But there we go. So that is the PrintHero industrial level 4K SLA 3D printer for large print. And then we've got our final one here. And you know what? I'm going to be honest, I don't know how to pronounce this one, so I'm going to let you do that. But what is it that we're talking about here with this one?
It's called the Pixoo-Max. So you remember Light Brights?
Yes.
You remember, of course, you remember light brights. Who could
Oh,
forget light
yes.
brights? This is effectively. I've been waiting for this device. This is the digital light bright. It's basically just a grid of pixels that you can designate a color on, whatever you want, and you can do all of this through an app and save it and animate the photo on this little just LED display. It's a pretty simple little device, but here's the part I love about it. They actually advertise that you should use it in your car to like display messages to other drivers. And the people have been dancing around this idea on Kickstarter for years. I've probably mentioned a couple of them on this show. That's like, oh, like wave hello to the person behind you or give them like a smiley face or a frowny face. It's never what you actually want to say. It's just like, screw you or something. Like you can actually say that now because you can customize it 100%. So you can write whatever message you want, whether it's positive or negative or whatever on this thing and stick it in your car. And that's why I like
it. I like the idea of the chaos this is going to cause, depending on what somebody does right on that thing. But so it's basically a light bright. So you can just customize it to wherever you want. Yeah, built-in LED screen. Draw animation, display favorite logos, communicate with other drivers on the road.
I love
So
that
does it
for some
real-time
reason
hook
they're
up
like,
with your
of
phone to where you
course.
can change it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so you can just change it on the fly depending on how happy you are. Oh yeah, okay. Never take it. Yeah, it's voice command control. That is a bad thing for me. If I were to have that, the spontaneous. Yeah, this could be bad. All right, so this is again, the technology is cool though. So this is the Divoom Pixoo-Max multi-purpose DIY pixel art LED display, but like Drew said, I mean it's a light bright. That's essentially what it is. That you can display your messages to other drivers. And that one right now for the project, they had a real specific $1,548 goal. They're at $40,000 now, so 16 days ago. So a lot of people want this. This does sound like fun. I feel like I'll get in trouble, but nonetheless, yeah, I think I would back this one. Drew, would you back this one?
Oh, totally. I've wanted a display in my car to like send messages to tailgaters and other people that suck on the road for so long, and I could never find the thing that I wanted. And this seems like it might be it. Like there might be a little bit of groundwork, like I'll have to hand create the messages and displays that I want, but you know what? I'm into that. I would do that.
Just furiously typing on your phone to send a message. Well, that's again the Divoom Pixoo-Max for our third one here for Awesome Tech you can't buy yet. And we've got all of these at digitaltrends.com too, an entire section of all of these different crowdfunding campaigns that Drew goes out and finds for you on the internet. It's always fun. Drew, I will talk to you next time.
Later, man.